Emergency sirens are blaring across occupied Crimea. Russian authorities have declared a state of emergency as Ukrainian drones unleash a relentless blitz. Fuel depots explode in massive fireballs. Supply convoys burn on the highways. Critical bridges are under constant threat, and Russian forces on the peninsula are running critically low on fuel and ammunition. What Putin once called an impregnable fortress is now slowly suffocating under Ukraine's drone campaign. The land corridor is turning into a graveyard of Russian logistics, and Crimea's grip on the Black Sea is slipping. Welcome to Military Force. In this extended 22-minute breakdown, we dive deep into how Ukraine's drone blitz has pushed Crimea into an emergency and is systematically crippling Putin's southern stronghold. From the long-term preparation to the devastating strikes, the growing crisis on the peninsula, and what this means for the future of the war, we cover it all. If you want unfiltered analysis from the front, smash that like button right now and subscribe. Crimea has always been more than just territory for Vladimir Putin. Since the illegal annexation in 2014, it has been portrayed as a symbol of Russian revival, a strategic fortress projecting power into the Black Sea, a naval base for the Black Sea Fleet in Sevastopol, and a launch pad for operations across southern Ukraine. But today, that fortress is under siege, not by traditional armies storming the beaches, but by waves of cheap, intelligent Ukrainian drones that are severing the lifelines keeping it alive. Ukraine's strategy is clear and brutally effective. Isolate Crimea by attacking its supply arteries. With the Kerch Bridge repeatedly damaged and ferry routes under pressure, Russia depends almost entirely on the overland land corridor. Ukraine has turned that corridor into a kill zone through a sustained drone blitz that targets fuel, ammunition, reinforcements, and command infrastructure. The preparation for this campaign started many months ago. Ukrainian military intelligence, unmanned systems forces, and elite brigades like the 82nd and 95th Air Assault Brigades conducted relentless reconnaissance. Long-endurance drones mapped every route, bridge, and choke point from Rostov and Taganrog through Mariupol, Berdyansk, Melitopol, and into Crimea. They studied Russian convoy patterns, identified high-value targets such as fuel tankers and S-500 components, and noted when electronic warfare coverage was weakest. Ukraine's drone industry scaled dramatically. Millions of FPV kamikaze drones, fiber-optic guided systems resistant to jamming, and long-range strike platforms were produced at record speed. Engineers optimized warheads for igniting fuel, penetrating armored transporters, and creating maximum secondary explosions. Operators trained for night strikes, swarm tactics, and time-sensitive ambushes on moving convoys. The 82nd Air Assault Brigade, in particular, played a leading role in operations targeting key bridges like Chongar. Deception was constant. Smaller strikes across different sectors forced Russia to spread its air defenses thin. False electronic signatures and probing attacks elsewhere masked the main focus on the Crimean supply lines. Forward drone teams pre-positioned in hidden locations closer to the routes, reducing flight time and increasing surprise. The drone blitz itself has been relentless and highly effective. Ukrainian forces have repeatedly ambushed massive Russian logistic convoys on the approaches to Crimea. In multiple operations, dozens of fuel tankers and ammunition trucks have been destroyed in minutes, creating blazing roadblocks that halt following traffic for hours or even days. Strikes on the Chongar Bridge and other critical crossings have not only destroyed vehicles but also damaged infrastructure, forcing lengthy detours and repairs under constant threat. Inside occupied Crimea, the situation is deteriorating rapidly. Ukrainian long-range drones have hit fuel storage depots, airfields, radar sites, and command posts. Massive fires at fuel facilities have consumed thousands of tons of diesel and jet fuel. Russian attempts to disperse supplies and move them at night have been countered by thermal-equipped FPV drones that hunt heat signatures effectively. Reports from the peninsula speak of growing fuel shortages affecting military movements, civilian transport, and even basic services. Russian forces in Crimea are now operating under severe constraints. Armored units limit patrols and training to conserve fuel. Air operations from Belbek and other airfields are reduced due to jet fuel shortages. Naval patrols in the Black Sea are restricted. Artillery batteries ration shells because resupply is delayed. The psychological toll is heavy. Soldiers and officers know that the roads bringing reinforcements and supplies are under constant drone surveillance. This emergency in Crimea is not just military. The strategic consequences are severe for Putin. Crimea was meant to be an unsinkable aircraft carrier dominating the Black Sea. Instead, it is becoming an expensive, isolated outpost that drains Russian resources. Every destroyed fuel convoy and burning depot weakens Russia's ability to project power, defend Sevastopol, or launch strikes into southern Ukraine. The fuel blockade is slowly turning Putin's prized stronghold into a liability. This drone blitz demonstrates the power of Ukraine's asymmetric warfare doctrine. By focusing on logistics and sustainment rather than direct head-on assaults, Ukraine achieves outsized results with relatively low-cost systems. Domestic production at massive scale gives them the staying power to maintain constant pressure that Russia struggles to counter. For the Russian occupation administration in Crimea, the emergency declaration is a public admission of weakness. It signals to both local residents and the wider Russian audience that the situation is slipping out of control. Morale among troops is declining as shortages become visible and the feeling of being trapped on the peninsula grows. Looking ahead, the pressure on Crimea is likely to intensify. With Ukraine's drone program continuing to evolve and production increasing, strikes on remaining supply nodes, air defenses, and high-value targets inside the peninsula will become even more frequent. Russia faces a difficult choice: pour more resources into defending an increasingly vulnerable Crimea, or accept a gradual erosion of its position in the south. Ukraine's success in this campaign is reshaping the battlefield. The war is no longer only about frontline trenches. The conflict in the south continues to tilt in Ukraine's favor. What began as a bold annexation is turning into a costly strategic burden for Russia, one that is being slowly but surely crippled from the air. What do you think will happen next in Crimea? Will Russia be forced to significantly reduce its military presence on the peninsula due to the fuel and logistics crisis? Or will they double down despite the mounting costs? Share your thoughts in the comments below. If you want more in-depth analysis of Ukraine's drone campaigns, the situation in Crimea, logistics warfare, and the latest strategic developments in this conflict, smash the like button, share this video with fellow viewers, and subscribe to Military Force. Turn on notifications so you never miss an update. Thanks for watching this full 8-minute breakdown. Stay informed, stay strong, and we'll see you in the next mission analysis.